A glimpse into the abyss. World Wars I and II. The 20th century bore witness to two catastrophic global conflicts, World War I and World War II, which reshaped the geopolitical landscape. These wars left an indelible mark on human history, forever changing our world and the way nations interact. They serve as stark reminders of the destructive power we possess and the fragility of human civilization. World War I, often called the Great War, erupted in 1914, drawing in countries from across the globe. It entangled nations in a web of alliances and rivalries, creating a complex and volatile situation. New technologies of warfare emerged, leading to unprecedented carnage and suffering. Trenches scarred the landscape, and millions perished on battlefields across Europe, leaving a legacy of loss. The war's end in 1918 brought little solace as the world struggled to rebuild. The Treaty of Versailles, intended to ensure peace, sowed the seeds of future conflict and discontent. World War II, a conflict even more devastating, exploded onto the world stage in 1939, engulfing nations in a struggle for survival. Fueled by aggressive nationalism and totalitarian ideologies, the war engulfed nations across the globe, leading to widespread devastation. From the beaches of Normandy to the islands of the Pacific, battles raged with terrifying intensity, showcasing the horrors of modern warfare. The development and use of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 ushered in the nuclear age, forever altering the course of human history and international relations. The war's end left an estimated 70 to 85 million dead, a chilling testament to the depths of human destructiveness and the cost of global conflict. The aftermath of these wars saw the rise of new superpowers, the formation of the United Nations, and a global effort to prevent future conflicts through diplomacy and cooperation. The scars of these wars, however, ran deep, affecting generations and reshaping societies. Societies grappled with the psychological and physical wounds inflicted by years of violence, seeking ways to heal and move forward. The world had witnessed the abyss, and the question lingered: could humanity survive another descent into such darkness, or would we learn from our past? These wars serve as stark warnings from our past, highlighting the consequences of unchecked aggression and the importance of vigilance. They remind us of the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of unchecked aggression, urging us to strive for a better future. The lessons learned from these conflicts must guide us as we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, ensuring that we do not repeat the mistakes of the past. We must strive to build a world where dialogue, diplomacy, and cooperation prevail over violence and destruction, creating a lasting legacy of peace for future generations. The nuclear threat, a shadow over humanity. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 cast a long, dark shadow over humanity, a shadow that has only grown with time. The terrifying power unleashed on those fateful days marked a turning point in human history, a point from which there was no return. We had entered the nuclear age, an era defined by the constant threat of annihilation, where the balance of power hinged on the threat of mutual destruction. Today, that threat remains, a spectre haunting our collective consciousness, a reminder of our own capacity for self-destruction. The destructive capacity of modern nuclear weapons dwarfs the bombs dropped on Japan, with the potential to cause unprecedented devastation. A single detonation can obliterate entire cities, instantly killing millions and leaving a lasting scar on the planet. The long-term consequences are equally horrifying, with radiation poisoning and environmental destruction that can last for centuries. Radioactive fallout contaminates vast areas, rendering them uninhabitable for generations, creating ghost towns and barren wastelands. The potential for a nuclear winter, a catastrophic global cooling event triggered by widespread nuclear detonations, further amplifies the existential threat posed by these weapons, threatening all life on Earth. The danger is not merely theoretical, it is a real and present threat. The world has teetered on the brink of nuclear war multiple times, often due to miscalculation, miscommunication, or sheer hubris, bringing us perilously close to disaster. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962, a tense standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union, brought the world perilously close to nuclear annihilation, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The crisis served as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in the nuclear age, highlighting the urgent need for disarmament. Despite international treaties and non-proliferation efforts, the risk of nuclear war persists, a constant shadow over our world. The development of new nuclear weapons technologies, the potential for accidental launches, and the rise of state and non-state actors seeking these weapons all contribute to the ongoing danger, making the world a more precarious place. The elimination of nuclear weapons is an imperative, a moral and existential necessity for the survival of our species, a goal we must strive for to ensure a future for generations to come. Silent and invisible biological warfare. While nuclear weapons represent a visible and immediate threat, their destructive power is evident and unmistakable. Biological warfare, on the other hand, operates in the shadows, hidden from plain sight. It is a silent and insidious killer, capable of unleashing pandemics that could devastate humanity on an unprecedented scale. Advances in biotechnology, while offering tremendous potential for good, such as curing diseases and improving quality of life, also provide the tools for developing ever more deadly and difficult-to-detect biological weapons, posing a grave threat. Unlike conventional weapons, biological agents are self-replicating and can multiply exponentially. Once released, they can spread rapidly and uncontrollably, crossing borders and evading traditional defenses with ease. The potential consequences of a large-scale biological attack are staggering and could lead to unimaginable devastation. Millions could perish from highly contagious and lethal diseases, overwhelming healthcare systems globally, causing widespread panic, societal breakdown, and a collapse of public order. The threat of biological warfare is not limited to state actors. It extends to non-state actors as well. Terrorist organizations or rogue individuals could acquire and deploy biological weapons, exploiting their relative ease of production and dissemination to cause maximum harm. The use of biological weapons, regardless of the perpetrator, would constitute a crime against humanity, an act of barbarism with potentially catastrophic consequences for our species and our way of life. Combating the threat of biological warfare requires a multifaceted approach involving global cooperation. This includes strengthening international agreements prohibiting the development and use of biological weapons, enhancing surveillance and detection capabilities to identify threats early, and investing in research and development of countermeasures such as vaccines and treatments to protect humanity. The digital battlefield, cyber warfare and its implications. In today's interconnected world, the stability of global infrastructure is more critical than ever. From power grids to communication networks, the ripple effects of disruptions can be felt across continents. Imagine a scenario where a single cyber attack could cripple entire cities, leaving millions without essential services. It's a stark reminder that the security of our infrastructure is not just a national concern, but a global one. As we continue to innovate and expand, safeguarding these vital systems becomes a shared responsibility for all nations. The question remains, are we prepared to face these emerging threats head-on? The echoes of war resonate through generations, shaping societies in profound ways. From the scars left on landscapes to the psychological wounds carried by individuals, the long-term impacts of conflict are immense. We see how entire cultures have been altered, economies disrupted, and the very fabric of communities torn apart. Yet, amidst this turmoil, there is also resilience and the enduring human spirit that strives to rebuild and heal. In the face of adversity, nations have often found strength in unity. International cooperation has become a cornerstone in preventing conflicts and fostering peace. Through organizations like the United Nations, countries work together to address global challenges, resolve disputes, and promote human rights. This collaboration not only helps to maintain peace, but also paves the way for collective progress and shared prosperity. Science and technology have always been double-edged swords. While they have been harnessed for warfare, they also hold the key to our survival and advancement. Innovations in medicine, communication and renewable energy are just a few examples of how technology can be used to improve lives and create a more sustainable future. It is up to us to steer these tools towards the betterment of humanity. As we reflect on the past and look forward to the future, it becomes clear that the power to shape our world lies in our hands. Each of us has a role to play in promoting peace, understanding, and cooperation. By educating ourselves, engaging in dialogue, and taking concrete actions, we can contribute to a more harmonious and just world. Let us rise to the challenge and work together to build a brighter future for all.